Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-NextGen, no drone zones for Super Bowl. FAA urged to drop widespread drone flight restrictions. And Department of War enters Task 3 of its Hypersonic test program. And I'm your host, Holland Lee. Welcome to the Aero-News Network's Airborne-NextGen program, a weekly news program covering the next generation of flight, from electric power to vertical lift, uncrewed vehicles, and everything in between. Let's get into today's stories. No drone zones for the Super Bowl. The FAA and the FBI have established a no-drone zone February 8th for Super Bowl 60 at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. There are inner core restrictions within 10 nautical miles of the stadium and outer ring restrictions within 30 nautical miles of Levi Stadium on game day. There are additional drone restrictions in downtown San Francisco at the Moscone Center, the Pearl, the Ferry Building, and Grace Cathedral during the days leading up to the event, February 3rd through 7th. Pilots should check NOTAMs for more exact dates and times. The agency said they will enforce temporary flight restrictions using federally authorized capabilities to detect, track, and assess unauthorized drone activity, with personnel from both agencies deployed full-time to identify drone activity that could threaten aviation safety, public safety, or critical infrastructure at and around event venues. Any person who knowingly and willingly violates these restrictions may be subject to certain criminal and/or civil penalties. Pilots who violate security TFRs or procedures may be intercepted, detained, and interviewed by law enforcement and security personnel. Drone operators who enter restricted airspace without authorization may face fines of up to $75,000, drone confiscation, and federal criminal charges, with the FBI identifying operators, seizing drones, and supporting prosecution. After the break, DoD offering prize money in heavy lift drone challenge.
The legendary BD4C program is building an exciting future for those who want a rugged four-seat family flyer with a proven history. The SureWings program produces a complete kit and builder assist program that gives you everything you need to be flying a BD4CS in record time. For conventional kit builders, BD Aviation has parts, partial kits, and full kits for the 190-mile-per-hour BD4C that has logged thousands of hours. Visit SureWings.com and BDAviation.com for more detail.
Welcome back. Now for some shorter stories in our Next Gen Minute. DoD offering prize money in heavy lift drone challenge. DoD is luring American innovation to step up and design a drone that can carry more than 4 times its own weight. This is a capability that would be applicable in both the military and civilian sectors. The Pentagon, through DARPA's Tactical Technology Office, is sponsoring a contest it calls the Lift Challenge, and it's putting its money where its mouth is, with $6.5 million in prize money. The competition closes May 1st. On its website, DARPA says the competition, quote, aims to shatter the heavy lift bottleneck and, quote, revolutionize the way we use drones across all sectors. SpaceX pencils in mid-March for Starship V3 launch. SpaceX is planning for the 12th launch of its Starship mega rocket in mid-March if there are no glitches. The biggest differences about this one are that it will be the first launch for the 3rd iteration, or version 3, of the spacecraft, and it will mark the first use of the upgraded Raptor V3 engine. Elon Musk said in a January 26 post on X that SpaceX plans to launch Starship's next test flight in 6 weeks. SpaceX and Musk have made it no secret that they are developing Starship to help humanity colonize Mars. FAA issues spatial disorientation recommendation. The FAA has issued what is called an Information for Operators, recommending all pilots receive training in spatial disorientation. The types of training should include scenario-based training to include unexpected scenarios that mimic real-life situations where disorientation may occur to cultivate practical flying skills in an operational environment. By doing this, pilots can gain a deeper understanding of how these situations can lead to SD. Houston will get a spacecraft, but likely not Discovery. Houston's long push to score a retired space shuttle is still alive, but the odds of it getting Discovery are fading fast. The fiscal year 2026 budget process left the original $85 million authorization from the One Big Beautiful Bill Act intact, but did not add the funds needed for such a careful move. NASA and the Smithsonian previously estimated that dismantling, transporting, and reinstalling Discovery would likely run $120 to $150 million at a minimum, with some estimates even higher. So by simply not changing the $85 million framework, Congress seems to be shooting down Houston's plans. That's it for our Next Gen Minute. Let's get back to the rest of the news. FAA urged to drop widespread drone flight restrictions. A group of news and civil liberties organizations is pushing the FAA to give up on a new set of TFRs that place strict limitations on drones operating around a wide range of government facilities and mobile assets. The restrictions were published out of the blue on January 16, 2026. The TFRs prohibit all unmanned aircraft system operations within 3,000 feet horizontally and 1,000 feet vertically of Department of Homeland Security facilities and mobile assets, which include vehicles and convoys associated with DHS, ICE, and Customs and Border Patrol. Violations claim to trigger criminal charges, civil penalties, loss of FAA authorization, or even seizure or destruction of the drone. For obvious reasons, the industry did not react well to these changes. Within 2 weeks of the restrictions going public, the News Media Drone Coalition had sent a formal letter to the FAA's chief counsel, urging the agency to drop the idea, or at least give it some meaningful backbone. The group, which includes New York Times Company, Washington Post, the Electronic Frontier Foundation, Getty Images, the National Press Photographers Association, and more, argues that the restrictions' impact is unprecedented, applying nationwide and remaining in effect until October 29, 2027. After these messages, Department of War enters Task 3 of its Hypersonic test program.
Backed by over 30 years of Aero-News reporting, PropWash is the daily email newsletter that delivers top aviation headlines to your inbox, expert reporting, clean facts, and real insight. Start your day with aviation news you can trust. Subscribe to PropWash today at aero-news.net.
Are you ready to ace your FAA drone pilot knowledge test, get your remote pilot certificate, and start earning money? Well, flying a drone is a great tool that can open up new business opportunities for anyone. Realtor, insurance adjuster, videographer, or commercial weekend drone warrior, you need to fly legally. Whether you're pursuing your initial Part 107 remote pilot certificate or you need a renewal, King Schools has a course just for you. So start learning today at kingschools.com.
Welcome back. Department of War enters Task 3 of its Hypersonic test program. The Department of War has moved into Task Area 3 of its Hypersonic test program, passing the responsibility of providing launch services and reusable test vehicles to two lucky winners, Stratolaunch and Varda Space Industries. This hopes to allow the Pentagon to dramatically increase test tempo while lowering per-flight costs and reducing development risk. The projects fall under MACH-TB 2.0, short for Multi-Service Advanced Capability Hypersonic Testbed Round 2. This is a government-managed hypersonic test infrastructure that lets commercial providers pull the heavy weight, aiming to speed up the development timeline and prioritize affordability. Task Area 3 adds recoverable and reusable flight concepts to the docket, allowing hardware and onboard instrumentation to be flown multiple times instead of being lost after each test. Under the contract, Stratolaunch will provide air launch capability, using its large carrier aircraft, delivering hypersonic vehicles to altitude before ignition. Varda will supply the recoverable flight and reentry vehicles, thanks to its experience with spacecraft designed to tolerate hypersonic reentry and get on the ground in one piece. The Flight Test-Centric Task Area 3 follows the $1.45 billion award of Task Area 1 to Kratos Defense in late 2024, covering systems engineering and integration across subscale and full-scale hypersonic vehicles. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching!